You on of CSS beginners to advanced series. So today we will be fine. So today we will be um, covering the basics of CSS completely, and tomorrow Flexbox and half of the grid, and day after tomorrow rest of the grid, and what and a small project which I have prepared that we will be covering here. So I hope my voice is clear to all of you and screen is also visible so that you can have a clear cut access. Can someone please confirm me? Okay, so 1 minute. Okay, and one more very important thing, in case are uh, you are not on our any of the WhatsApp group, so I request you all to please come onto the WhatsApp group for further updates. So you can join the WhatsApp group with this link. Okay. So you can join the WhatsApp group with this link for further updates. So I request you all to please join the WhatsApp group in case you are not there in the group. So now let us start with the CSS basics part. Yesterday we have completed how many types of CSS are there and how many ways you can add colors, what are the units of measurement, what are classes, IDs and box model. So today I will start with the styling of list now. So one second. Okay, so for this the styling of list, 1 minute. Let me make the basic necessary changes, and here 1 second, a div, and inside this div we have a h2, and after this h2 we have an unordered list, and in this we have li into 5. This is a shortcut which works like that. So now we have a div. So let us have a class. The class name, we have the categories, and inside this category we have category, and in this what we will do, we don't want to go anywhere, so we will put hash, and here we will write that 1, that 2, that 3, that 4, that 5. So it will show like that. Now what we will do here, this is the basic HTML skeleton of styling of list. Now we will style the list here. So here now, okay, this is not required. Control S dot categories, and what we will do, we will have 1 second. Let me. Okay, so inside this dot categories, let us have a border of 2p x solid of green color. Okay, fine. Now inside this border, what we will do, we will have some padding of 20 px. Okay, and from the top we want it to be a little bit down, so from margin top we want 20 px down. Sorry, let's make it to 20px. Okay, fine. Now what we will do here, we will target the h2 now. Inside this dot categories, we will put the h2. So we will use the text align as center. H2 will come here, and we will use the font size of 30p x. Okay, fine. And what is okay, leave it till here only. We will see what to add. Dot categories, unordered list, and in this unordered list, as if you have noticed here, we have the uh, inside this div we have h2, and inside this h2 we have the unordered list. So we will use the padding of 0 so that everything will come towards the left. And after that, what we will use the list style as list style as none, so that the dots will get removed. And also after that, we will pick up the anchor tag inside. So dot categories anchor tag, we will use the text decoration none, and change the color to black. Now if you see here, let's add some padding of 20px and also a margin bottom of 20x. No, margin bottom will not be applicable here because we will apply it in the list item. So after that, let us add, or I can say let us target the list item. We will use a margin bottom as 20px. Fine. Now here, what we will give? We will give the border in the bottom of 1p dotted with black color. Okay, fine. And else, okay. So let us add hover property also. Dot categories. This is a pseudo class property. Hover. So we will apply the background color will change to yellow as soon as the mouse will hover on it. So it looks nice. Now what we will do, this is all about, okay, one more thing we can add here. We can change the border radius to 10px. So now it looks more attractive. So now after this styling of list, we will switch on to the next topic, which is called as the styling of form. So what are forms? As you all have heard about forms, in every website there is a form which contains the required fields like that. So for this, sorry, let us have a basic structure of the form. So for this we will use a form tag, and we don't want this thing. So inside this form tag we have a div, and inside this div we have a label, and here also we don't want this thing. Label is for, let's say, name, and after this label we will use the input. So input type we will have the as text, and name will be name. So here let us use common class for all this. We use the form dash form group, and here what we will do, we will replicate these things 3 times. So here we have like this. So here we will use the input type as email, and here okay, name will be email, and here input type we will use message, and here in this we will use the this thing as a uh, text area. So text area we will use the this is not required. So we'll use in this text area name will be message, and after this what we will add, we will add so let us see. Okay, and after this we will use the input type as button, value will be submit, so we'll have input type submit, input type submit, value is submit, and we will add a class also as button. And so this is the basic structure what we have created for this form, and also we will use a class here my form. So this is how it looks like that. Now what we will do, we will pick up each and every class and do the styling of that particular thing. So here what we will do, dot my form, and in this we will use a padding of 20 px so that some space has been created here. Now let us target both the classes. Dot my form space dot form group, and we will use the padding in the bottom of 20 px so that some space will be created. And here what we will do, inside this my form we have the label, so we will target this my form label. We will use the display as block so that everything will come one below the another. So this is a block property which will put everything one below the another. Now what we will do, uh, dot my form input will change the width to 100% so that it will show like that. Okay, and one more thing, for the text area also we will use the same pattern, input space text area. One second. So we will take it separately. Fine. So it goes like that. Now, what padding bottom like that. Okay, okay, okay. And now what we will do, we will target this particular button now. So the very small thing will take a very large number of codes. So we will use let us start with the font size. We will use the font size of 20 px. Let us use 30 px. Okay, and a padding of 20 px. Font weight bold. Okay, and one more thing we can add as border radius. We want of 10 px so that it will show like that. And one more thing we can add. If I give padding as minus, so let us see. Okay, so it will be good. Now the font color will be fine. Font size. Okay, okay, okay. So it looks like now we will add a click functionality here. So dot button hover, and we will change the background color to yellow. See, now one more thing we can add, dot button active. The background color will change to orange as soon as I click it. Fine. So these are some properties which you can use to style your forms. Now one more thing, let us add in this label display log some, add some padding of 20 px. Fine. And also let us target this input and add some padding of 20 px. Looks nice. And we'll use a border of 2 px solid of black color. Looks very good. Same we can use. Perfect. So and once again we will use the increase the font size to 30 px. So it all depends on your thought, your imagination, that what all features you can add in order to style your form. Fine. So this is how you can style your forms. Now moving on to the next topic in CSS. Sorry, which is basically the alignment and floating. So what is alignment and floating? One second. So everything is on YouTube. One second. Okay. So um, okay. So one more thing, we okay. So now moving on to the next topic, alignment and floating. What is alignment and what is floating? Alignment, as simply the name says, aligning something. Okay, and floating means floating something or moving something anywhere as per our requirement or our desire in the web page. So in order to understand this, let's have a practical example how we will be using the alignment and floating bar. So for this, let me have a div. Inside this div, we have a class block, and inside this div, we have a h2 heading 2, and after this, we use a paragraph tag lorem 20. Fine. So what we did, a simple code. Now we will replicate these two times. What happened? So this is how. Now what we will do, we will change to heading 3, heading 4. Now, okay. Now we will use some alignment. We will use some properties in order to place this. So let's copy the class name, and here this is all not required now. So we'll use dot block. Oh, sorry. Dot block, and we will use the float as left. Everything will align towards the left, and for this we will use the width to 33.3%. So everything will share the 33.3 percentage space of this web page. So now, if we have only two what to do, so we will use the width as 50%, like that. And in if case, if in and I can say one more thing, and if in case we have something like block r, so in this scenario what we will do, we will use this as left dot block r float right, and in the right, what we will say to him to use the width of again 50%, and here 50%. So it will show, it will be like that. Now if we are, if what will happen if we add some padding of 20 px, and here also we will add padding of 20 px, so it will come like that. So, and one more thing, if we add border of 2p solid of green color, and here also border of 20 px solid of green, no, here we'll take the blue black color. So there is a property for this, we'll use box, yeah, box sizing, border box. So it will fix the things and put it side by side. So this is how you can place or create these boxes as per the requirement. Now No, 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 no. Moving on to the next topic, which is called as the positioning. So positioning is a very, very, very important topic in CSS, where you can use the position thing to place your things. Fine. Now there are four ways in which you can add positioning. Okay. So first one is static, static, absolute, relative, and fixed. Static means the normal behavior or the neutral behavior or the natural behavior what the items are following it. So what I can say here, uh, so for this, let me do one thing. Let me have a basic understanding or basic structure. So for this, let me create a div, and now we will show you how to float things in this web page. So we'll use the h1 as CSS and h2 as what I can say, positioning, positioning. So I saved it. So as h1 is on a bigger size, so it will come first, and h2 on a smaller size, so it will come second. Now what we will do, with the help of positioning, we will move this thing in our web page. But before this, let us have a class here, position. So I saved it. Now with the help of this class, we will move this thing here. So okay, this is not required. But position, first we will do, we will have a width of 800 px, okay, and a height of, let's say, 500 px, and we will create a box, border of 2p, solid of blue color. So now there will be two scenarios in which the top of the box will be considered as the parent, or I can say the top of the page will be considered as the parent. Fine. So now let us use the position absolute part, and here we will move this thing. So we will use a position as absolute. Fine. So it will be like that only. Now we will use from the top, we will shift the h1 to 40 px down. So what has happened now? Now h1 will come below h2. So with the help of this, now what has happened here, the top of the page will be considered as the parent. Fine. Now if we want the top of the box to be considered as a parent, we will use the position as relative, and it will be applied to the parent container. Right? Now we will target the h2. From left, let's shift to 40 px again, so it will start moving. Now let us target the, see how it, okay. So from bottom, let's say 90px, and from right 60px. Perfect. So this, with the help of this position absolute and position relative, you can move anything as per your understanding. Now let us create another div, and inside, or I can say, let us create a button, and we have a class here as fixed and a button. Now if you see here, this is a button. Now we have created a class with the name as button, with the class as fixed. So now we will be targeting this fixed in order to stick this on the screen. So we will use a position as fixed, and from where we want to fix it, from top 90p. So from top 90px we will get it fixed. So now what this fix button will do, so fix button will stick this button exactly where we have fixed it, irrespective of the shape and size of the page. So if you see here, see, it will be from the top 90px down. Now let us have a idea on the background images also, because CSS is all about images and images colors alignment. So now what we will do, oh sorry, now what we will do, we will try to insert a image in this box. Okay, so for this let me do one thing, one second. So there is a page called unsplash.com from where you can download the images. It is preferred to download images from this site. Why? Because uh, it is basically used for this purpose only. Now we will try to insert this image. Okay, sorry, 1 minute, 1 minute, but where is the image? So for this, let me create a new folder. Array. Okay, and as soon as I have created this folder, immediately it will be replicated here. See, images, and this is the image. Now what we will do, we will add this image in our box. So now use a background image and URL path So 1 second. अरे यार कहाँ गया? Okay, so we will make it live once again. So now if you see here, it is not being aligned properly. So I'm opening it in Chrome because Chrome is being used widely across globe. One second. Hello. Hmm. So sorry, very important call. Now, now we will be fixing this image inside this box. So for this, mm, what we will do here, we have some properties which will try to place inside this. So we will use the background size as cover, and if you see here, one second. Okay, perfect. One more property you can use for the images which you have smaller size. Background repeat as repeat. So the perfect picture will get inserted into the box what we have created. So this is how you can insert the images like that. Now moving on to the last topic in the CSS basics part, uh, which are the pseudo classes. Okay, so one thing. Okay, so let us start with the pseudo class properties. So what are pseudo classes? Pseudo classes are basically it is an extension to target the classes. So let us have an example how we will be using the pseudo classes to target. For this, let me create a div, and inside this div we have, or I can say div is not required. Let me create a unordered list. And what happened here? Li into 5. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fine. So we will have a class as test. Now let's copy this list, and we will be inside this list. What we will do, we will use the pseudo class properties. Now, in this we will target the first child, and we will change the background color to, oh, sorry. And now we will target the last child, and we will target the color as orange. Okay. Now, if in case we have a scenario where we want the item number 3 to be targeted, we will use the nth child property, and in the bracket we will write the serial number. So nth child will give the color as red. Fine. In case if I want item number 4 to be targeted, so I will as fine. So this is how using the nth child concept you can target the things. Now let us come in a scenario where we want uh, the colors in a combination. So for this we will use the nth child E1 echo color, and nth child, or we will use the orange color. So similarly you can use like that. So this is how, with the help of pseudo class, it is very easy for you to target elements. So this is for the day. Tomorrow we will start. Tomorrow we will complete the Flexbox, and what else? And we will start with the grid. We will start with the basic introduction of grid, and and what else we can add? 1 second. One second. So please fill the day 2 attendance. So day 2 attendance, Google link is being shared in the live YouTube chat. I request you to please fill so that you can get a chance to get the participation certificate if you fill all the 4 days attendance sheet. So thank you. Thanks for the day. See you tomorrow, same time, 4 p.m. with CSS.